Lepelle Northern Water Board primarily provides bulk water services to water service institutions and industries in the Mopani, Sekhukhune, Capricorn and Mogalakwena municipalities. At Lepelle Northern Water, we are committed to ensuring employees, visitors and contractors are safe and protected from hazards during their time at our plants. This is done through the implementation of safety, health and environmental, or SHE, rules and regulations. These have been formulated in accordance with the Occupational Health and Safety Act, the National Environmental Management Act and other applicable legislation and standards. We are also committed to keeping our natural and working environments safe and free from pollution and degradation, and have put preventative and control measures into practice to ensure we preserve our environment and keep our employees, contractors and visitors safe at the same time. Visitors must sign in at the security gates and take note of the indemnity signs at Lepelle Northern Water entrances and must be accompanied by a Lepelle Northern Water staff member at all times. Visitors must comply with all safety rules and regulations when on site. Appropriate PPE and PPC is required for the areas visited. As a visitor to a Lepelle Northern Water site, your safety is our main concern, and we ask that you pay careful attention during the next 20 minutes, even if some of these sections may not seem applicable to you. As an example, you may be required to leave your office environment and enter areas where these guidelines are necessary. There are 5 golden SHE rules at Lepelle Northern Water that should be obeyed at all times. The first rule is to ensure the safety and health of yourselves and that of others. Secondly, all incidents and near misses must be reported immediately. Thirdly, housekeeping standards must be kept to a high level. The fourth rule is to prevent environmental pollution. And finally, no one is allowed to be on a Lepelle Northern Water site while under the influence of alcohol or illegal substances. While on site, you will notice signs that will help you to keep the workplace safe. These signs are divided into 5 groups. Mandatory signs show something that must be complied with, such as what personal protective equipment should be worn while performing a work task. Prohibitory signs show actions that are not permitted, such as no unauthorized entry to a hazardous area. Fire equipment signs indicate where fire extinguishers are situated. Information signs show evacuation directions and where first aid stations are found. Warning signs can be yellow and black triangular signs or square orange signs. These warn against hazards such as live electricity or dangerous substances. Workshops, stores and other areas are marked to indicate which areas are for storage, for work areas, walkways and areas where goods may not be stored. These demarcation rules must be adhered to at all times. Personal protective equipment and clothing, or PPE and PPC, ensures that a person is protected from hazards and injuries to their eyesight, hearing, lungs and so on while performing their work. Wherever you are on a Lepelle Northern Water site, make sure that you are wearing the required PPE and PPC. Please note that safety boots with steel caps are required in most areas. Follow the mandatory signs and follow the instructions of your Lepelle host at all times in this regard. Employees, visitors and contractors must report any hazard, unsafe behavior, persons working without authority, incidents and near misses to the superintendent of the plant. Always be on the lookout for signage that is there to show you what PPE and PPC is required in order for you to perform your task safely and effectively. Even while in the offices at a Lepelle plant or site, there are potential dangers and hazards that you should watch out for. While working at a Lepelle site, wear the appropriate clothing for the day, remembering that you may be required to leave the office and enter work areas from time to time, even if you are just walking through the site to reach or leave the office area. Always keep your office space neat, uncluttered, and clear of obstructions, especially emergency exits and pathways. Make sure that your work area is comfortable and that your desk and chair are correctly set up so that you are not negatively impacted by your day-to-day tasks. Please comply with all the rules and regulations of the road while on and off Lepelle Northern Water sites. Keep to the speed limits and be aware of possible dangers on the roads, such as fallen trees and livestock. Emergency contact numbers and procedures are found on notice boards around Lepelle plants. Take special note of where first aid stations are situated. Fire and emergency drills are conducted from time to time to ensure personnel know what is expected of them during a real crisis. During a drill, follow the instructions of your Lepelle host, or if you are separated, make sure that you follow the signage to the correct assembly point. A near miss is an incident that did not result in injury, illness, or damage, but had the potential to do so. For example, if someone trips over an extension lead, there may have been no injury, but reporting the near miss can help to reduce the risk of future injury. An incident is where there was a first aid case, a minor injury, a medical case, a disabling injury, loss of a limb, or a fatality. All incidents and near misses must be reported to the superintendent before the end of the shift. At Lepelle, the health and wellness of our employees, contractors and visitors is very important to us. As such, we endeavour to promote healthy lifestyles through education and training at the workplace. Employees, visitors and contractors must work safely to ensure they don't contract an occupational disease or illness. Wear gloves and other PPE when dealing with biological substances and chemicals, and be careful to avoid any body fluids if you have to administer first aid. At Lepelle, we subscribe to the 2004 ISO 14001 standard for environmental protection, and as such, are committed to keeping our natural and working environments safe and free from pollution and degradation. We have put preventative and control measures into practice to ensure we preserve our environment and keep our employees, contractors and visitors safe at the same time. At Lepelle Northern Water Board, we approach safety, health and our environment holistically. But your safety is our top priority. An unsafe workplace is a thing of the past. We pay careful attention to those aspects that make your workplace a safe place. Thank you for paying attention during this video presentation and for helping to make Lepelle Northern Water plants a safe environment for all.